citizens from Europe, Greece, and from around the world. We are anonymous. Some of you may already know that the government does not really run our countries, not in the Western world anyway. For those of you who still believe elections and puppet governments actually have any effect on the people and what happens to this country, I am sorry to say, but what you see happening in the Western world is mostly a huge show with actors to make us believe that we actually live in a free country and that we have a choice what happens in the world. We don't. Have a look around you at the laws that are unjustly forced upon us. Who made these pathetic laws? When were the people ever consulted about such outrageous laws? The answer is never. And the people will never have any say in what happens. This so-called liberal or democratic government is nothing less than an evil dictatorship hiding under a mask. They hold elections to make the people believe they can actually decide who runs the country. The truth is each and every one of the people in the parliament, Congress, or the White House are just puppets who do whatever the real dictators tell them to. So voting for one person over another won't make a difference. Many of the politicians don't even know who runs the world, and when they find out they are such cowards that they are too scared to do anything about it. President John Kennedy realized what was really going on and decided to do something about it. He was on his way to hold a public meeting where he had planned to expose who really ran the world and most importantly the depopulation plan to bring the worldwide population down to 500 million, but as you know he never made it. The world dictators were waiting to execute the president. They had even removed the plastic roof off the president's car just minutes before he arrived in order to make it easier for the sniper. And like always they had already planned a cover story, and since there was no way the fake evidence against Lee Harvey Oswald would stick, they had him killed, thus ending the investigation and having the assassination blamed on an innocent man who they knew would never have the chance to fight the charges against him. So who is it that really runs this planet? The answer is not always as simple as we might hope. There are many organizations who together contribute to running the world, the most notable being the United Nations, the Federal Reserve, World Banking organizations, and generally the richest 1% of the world population who own more than 40% of the world's wealth. These deranged psychopaths control what goes on in this world, and the majority of the people help to contribute to their evil psychopathic dictatorship of our planet. By going along with the general flow of society and contributing to the rise of evil corporations who are ripping us off in every way they can, we are helping them enslave us and kill thousands of children in non-Western countries. The majority of the world's oil reserves are located in the Middle Eastern and African countries who were ruled by their own governments that were not a part of the evil world dictatorships. These countries were making a lot of money by supplying the world's oil, and the global rulers decided that they would not allow these countries to sell their oil, so they orchestrated the 9/11 attacks, which almost failed. When the towers failed to completely collapse, they panicked and had to find a way to bring them to the ground fast, which they did almost half an hour later. By blaming the attack on Osama bin Laden, they were able to attack the world's oil-producing countries by claiming they were hunting the man who brought down the Twin Towers. But if that was really their agenda, then why are NATO forces still terrorizing and destabilizing these countries years after Osama bin Laden was supposedly killed? Why are they paying ISIS millions to take out the governments of sovereign countries? Why did they try to blame chemical weapons attacks on Syria? After those attacks they attempted to get the approval of all the allied countries to attack Syria directly, but when Syria proved the chemical weapons were American, their plans failed, so they developed the Islamic State and Al-Qaeda to take out the Syrian government. America has openly admitted to funding terrorists in Syria, yet they claim these terrorists are freedom fighters. Freedom fighters who are murdering innocent children in cold blood. American government members have even acknowledged that this is happening, yet they say that the price is worth it. What exactly is it that is worth killing innocent children for? The answer is oil. America attempted to build an oil pipeline through several Middle Eastern countries ending in Turkey so they could sell oil around the world without giving 1 cent to the countries where the oil originated. But the Syrian government knew exactly what they were doing, and they refused to allow the pipeline to cross Syrian territory. This is why America has openly stated that they want Syrian President Bashar al-Assad executed. Russia has had enough of NATO dictatorship and aggression, so they have offered protection to the Syrian people, which NATO has openly condemned. In hopes that Russia would retaliate with war, America directly ordered Turkey to shoot down a Russian plane, which they did. Why did Russia virtually ignore this act of war? If a NATO plane was shot down, we would be bombing the aggressor within hours, yet Russia has not shown any sign of retaliation. Maybe this is because Russia knows that the NATO allies are doing everything in their power to start a third world war, and Russia is doing everything they can to postpone World War III for as long as possible. We know the plan for world depopulation has been underway for years now, and the world powers are fast getting closer to executing a plan which was drafted decades ago. They are slowly preparing the people to be mass murdered, and like frogs in warm water, the majority of us are completely oblivious to the fact that we are being stripped of our freedoms and having our lives destroyed in every way possible. The government are forcing more and more outrageous laws on us every day, and people seem to be completely ignoring it all. Are we too weak and cowardly to fight back, or just too deluded to see what is really going on? Wake up, world. Look around you and see the evil these dictators are doing right in front of you. Find ways to fight back, rather than allowing evil corporations in shopping centers to track your every move. You can wear a mask or take some sort of step to hide as much as you can from these evil dictators. Do not pay with credit cards, as this instantly allows a corporation to steal your identity and do whatever they want with it. In most countries, when you leave a store, you have a legal right to refuse a bag search. Put your rights into practice and stop allowing these demons to walk all over you. We have a choice to ignore the warnings or to act. Act out against these criminals before it is too late. Please inform your friends of what is going on. There may still be a chance to save humanity. Ignoring the warnings is not an option for humans who care about their friends and family. Only an animal would sit back and watch as their families and then themselves are slaughtered in cold blood. The time to act is now. We also advise the citizens of Greece, and from around the world, to follow the Twitter account at @messengers, to get continuous updates regarding operation, and the future situations it will garner, good or bad. Anonymous will never be silent. We will not cease, nor perish. We are watching, and as always, we will continue to oversee the situation in Operation Icarus, as well as countless areas that are experiencing such horror and silence and in darkness. We will also expose any lies or fabrication any Greece government, for the truth shall set you free. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. We are the voice of the voiceless. Expect us.